morning.
Good morning.
It's great to be with you. As was just said, I'm Evan Milligan, representing Alabama Forward. We're a network of pro-democracy groups in our state, Alabama, in the United States. It's not always the easiest place to do pro-democracy work, so we have to use many different tools and tactics to communicate our messaging and our values to people of all ages, to inspire us to continue to remain committed to freedom and democracy and the hard work needed to expand those for those who may not be benefiting from our democratic traditions, or maybe they're less aware of the benefits. We talked a little bit about that last night. So for us, culture is a part of doing that outreach. Today, we have the privilege of being able to work with musicians and artists from right here in Berlin, interpreting some of the songs that come from our catalog of original music. There are books on the table, on the chairs, and there were wristbands. If you saw a wristband, if you got one yesterday and you don't need one, please pass it back. If you got a book yesterday, please pass it back. You'll see on the inside of the wristband, there is a website, shakethefield.org. Shake the Field is the name of the artist and organizer, activist collective that produced this music. If you go to that website, you'll find the lyric book, links to all of the music that we're doing, and the same is the case for the books. They have links to all of the music, as well as the lyrics and original art related to the music. The artists that are joining us today are Amanda Becker, vocalist. Let's clap for her. And Bela Meinburg. Hey, his name means, my sister was just explaining, my mountain. And I brought something my mother prepared. We do remembrance work in Alabama through an organization called the Equal Justice Initiative, where we go to sites around the country where Black people were lynched between 1877 all the way up to 1950. Now, lynchings took place obviously before and after that period, but that program initially started to focus on people that were killed then, and we collect soil, and then we learn about the person who was lynched. That work was inspired by work you're doing in this room, work you're doing here in Berlin. We took those models, and Brian Stevenson brought those models home and then adapted them and created our own. So in this, I have some soil that's from Lowndes County, Alabama, which is where my mother's side of the family is from. That's where I'm the 6th generation removed from slavery. My children are 7 generations removed. I know my generation, I knew my 2nd generations. I grew up with them. So this is not an abstract story. These are people that I knew. And this is the soil. You see it has a reddish color to it. We call it red clay. So this is here with us today. And I'll set it here while we perform. And the last thing I'll say, we want to start off, is joining me with some sounds. We're gonna do 3 songs. It's a 3-part story. The first song is called Beyond. This communicates some of the things that we aspire to transcend our boundaries, national divisions, ethnic divisions. That's our thesis. The second song, Revelations, is an antithesis. You know about that, Hegel, right? Got him, Hegel from it. So the antithesis, it's attacking the thesis. It'll be conflict. And then the last song is a synthesis where we're looking at a newer idea of modernity, traditionalism, maybe pointing away towards something that's a little bit more free. That song is called Water. So we're gonna do those 3 songs. plus some poetry that Amanda will provide. This first song is called Beyond.
Beyond the flags, there's space surrounding. Suns and moons, infinite, astounding. Somewhere there might be nowhere to go see. Perhaps around the rings of Sirius, beings are better than this. Beyond, do they appear, then disappear, and leave their children to carry on? Or maybe the silence call. Are we prepared to find 6 giant Roman pillars standing coldly? The tourists line up on the front steps posing. Some travel from so far to stand on the street, just as the mazes through the merchants' fundraise. Is there better than this? Beyond, mothers doomed to sadness for the cycle to carry on. Sleep has seductive charm. What do we care to find in search of armor and the unknown? Molly told me to look within. 2 spirit mermaids out in space glow that feels more significant. Is there a place out there that Chris Harney dreamed, where Patrice Lumumba is a double moon rising? Maybe Kim and Tim are the light on the peak, and the mountain is glory. Is there better than this? Beyond, what form does life take when no one said that life is wrong? Is it okay, yes or calm? Are we too scared to find in search of armor and the unknown? Molly told me to look within. 2 spirit mermaids out in space glow that feels more significant. Beyond the flags, there's space surrounding. But I bet out there they're safest without me. If we make the ship, I'd hide the key, just to buy them time to breathe. They have to be better than this. Beyond, nations of consternation can't even agree on what we are. I hope they remain silent, calm. No sudden movements, please. No sudden movements, please. No sudden movements, please. I just want you to feel safe around me, under the stars with your arms around me. I just want you to feel safe around me, under the stars with your arms around me.
In that song, we remembered several many people. You heard her say Chris Hani was a South African activist who was murdered in the early 90s as the country was transitioning to a freer society. Was killed actually to help. The far right wanted to spark an internal civil war among the freedom movement and a broader race war. This person was that beloved by many different factions in the liberation movement there. So assassinating him, it was a plan to draw division. We also mentioned Patrice Lumumba, a freedom fighter from the Congo. And then there are three people from my hometown where Kevin also works. Kim, Tim, and a musician named Doe B. And they were all victims of a tragic shooting. Gun violence is a major issue in our state, in the country as a whole. And so those are three of the young people. They were all around 23, 22 years old when they were killed in 2013. And that also had a very divisive impact on our city. So we're paying respect to their memory and looking for a reality where we have more peace and more freedom. But we have some things that are confronting us that don't want us to change. And this next song, Revelation, talks about, well, what happens if those other forces become strong enough to overwhelm our movements? What does that do for people who don't have the resources to fight back through traditional outlets? Sometimes they take to the street and you have more conflict. So this song explores the emotions related to that conflict, Revelations.
I have a message for you, here in the center of a bottle, covered in the weakest of views. You have the chats and the shares, thrown in response to a plan, kept hidden in a royal blue pocket. After binging the tiniest hands, felt still, grasping for air. The child of God silently prayed, golden tent frozen on top of them, legs drenched from water play. The water, let it be near, single key out of place. He loved to draw, never guessing that they saw him. Dull action of faces and names, now they're exposed, started to fear. It made the news, sang the blues, while the blues played the fool. It's all a game, first place and shoot, stop all they shoot, go on.
Bow! Bow! Bow!
I have a question for you. Did the carpenter tell you to hurt me? What if your answers weren't true? What would you not? What would you let? Of all the seeds in the unlocked in that drawer, the one that haunts me, helps me let go. The symbol carved into the floor, its detail, so much care. People bowed and held hands, strongest fuel poured on a fire. A working man did a holy dance, becoming one with his craft. The crowd rushed for the stage to claim pieces of his carbon. His tool fell ablaze, ashes fell, fade to black. It made the news, sang the blues, while the blues played the fool. It's all a game, first person shoot, stop all they shoot, go on.
Bow! Bow! Bow!
We know
bow like he's known for. Mask up, walking with the cats he played the songs for. Headed home, warm breeze, buddy peeking through the blinds. White wearing long sleeves, is he throwing gang signs? Ah! That's a violin operator, help please. Sketchy person, bad person, send a blue, send 3, hurry, take it down, hurry, take his power, yeah, hurry, get the special K found. But my name is Elijah McClain. I was going home, that's what I was doing. What you doing? I was going home. I'm an introvert and I'm different. Really, what that mean? I'm just different. That's all you have a gun or anything? No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't do that stuff. I don't do that fighting. Why you seem so strong to us? Why are you attacking me? I don't even kill flies. I don't even eat meat.
All he was trying to do was pick out better. He was going home. He intended to take his power to be better, to go home. January plans the calendar and itself to stop him from going home. I have a message in a bottle. A message in a bottle. A message in a bottle.
This chain is the plan. Molded in the heat of 10 summers. Sitting in a footnotes tent. Quietly escaped there among us. Seems our dungeons are too full. And there's a premium on violence. Maybe we'll feel more secure with all the problem children silenced. But it won't stop there. Won't stop there. Won't stop there.
Grenzenlos und unverschämt.
Won't stop
Ein Gedicht
there.
gegen die deutsche Scheinheit.
Won't stop there. Won't stop there. Won't stop there.
Ich werde trotzdem
Won't
afrikanisch sein. Auch wenn ihr mich gerne deutsch haben wollt. Und ich werde trotzdem deutsch sein. Auch wenn euch meine Schwärze nicht passt. Ich werde noch einen Schritt weitergehen. Bis an den äußersten Rand. Wo meine Brüder stehen, wo unsere Freiheit beginnt. Ich werde noch einen Schritt weitergehen und noch einen Schritt weiter und wiederkehren. Wann ich will, wenn ich will. maybe one or some of you knew it, Grenzenlos und unverschämt, ein Gedicht gegen die deutsche Scheinheit. There's not much to say about it, but it's like she wrote it like after the wall fell, and so there was supposed to be, there was supposed to be a German unity, but like didn't really feel like that, and sometimes still doesn't. That's I guess that's all I can say about it. If you know the poem, I think it speaks for itself.
So the last, remembrance. In that song, there's we're certainly remembering January 6th that happened in the States. If you don't know about, this crowd would know January 6th. A fascist attack on our state capitol building. Some people were killed in that process. Many people in my home state, unfortunately, were supportive, even at government officials were supportive of what happened. Maybe not the violence, but certainly the theory that the election was stolen. And that's still a story that has some pockets of support where we live and work. But then there are many people who've been resisting and are part of the freedom traditions and the democracy traditions. I went to law school with a guy, Colin, and his friend Uruj. They were, in 2020, you heard her say, a message in a bottle. There were many protests happening. They made the decision to take a Molotov cocktail and throw it at an unoccupied police car in New York. And they did this while President Trump was in control of the Department of Justice. They wanted to give them life without parole. And then when January 6th happened, we saw different types of response to those folks. So the song was a meditation on that. We also talked about Elijah McClain, who was a young black man, young queer child in Colorado, who was killed by police. Autistic person, he would walk around playing a violin to street cats and was very, very, very introverted. So you heard in the song, there's a meditation on the last words that he spoke that are incorporated into that song. So we're talking about those things, and it's really an honor and a blessing that she included the poem. That's the antithesis of the emotion from the first song. So where do we go from that? This final song, Water, we have modernity, postmodernism, we have ancient customs and religion. How do we make sense of it while the climate is what do we do? Well, maybe we learn from the past. That's the figure of Mommy Wada that you hear talked about in this song. Maybe we also use some of the tools from today to help us figure out what to do next. Hope you enjoy this one. It's called Water. Belize City, G's Bend, Crown Heights, Brixton, South Durban, Elmina, Old Harbor, Old Linda.
It all started one misty morning. The fog fell without a warning. I tried to find my way back home. Everywhere I turned was wrong. I went west on the country road. The days were hot, the nights were cold. When it dawned on me how far I go, a voice said, hello, my son. I shrugged it off, I moved on. My shoes were worn, my clothes were tattered. Space and time had ceased to matter. I didn't even know my name. How long I'd lived from where She knelt beside me and held my hand.
What you hear?
I could hear the mommy water in the desert. Her voice was sweetly calling in the desert. She cooled my soul when she spoke. She said, tell my children they are not alone. I heard mommy water calling me. The sound of water sprinkling through the leaves. She showed me when. She showed me when. She said, if my children call me, I'll be there. The waves are growing stronger, be prepared. Since the day I've roamed this world, in search of those who search for her. San Pedro got me, waiting for a mobile day, back and forth on the ocean road. It never fails, each place I go. The darkest children live in shame, taught to fear their mother's names. But I heard mommy water in the desert. Her voice was angry, calling in the desert. She chilled my soul when she spoke. She said, tell my children they've left me alone. I heard mommy water calling me. The sound of thunder blistering through the sea. She showed me kids and healed me well. They held me down and strapped me to a chair. The waves are growing stronger, I'm prepared.
Look, convicted and committed, I chose violence at first. Black and white shots birth, faith a gift and a curse. Fresh convert, preaching, tweaking off a new verse. Saturday visits, deep in my cells we converse. They say you know, sister, you consider it jerk. There's really nothing worth that you confusing our worth for your turf, for your tricks that you hide in your purse. So observe how you thirst for what made you emerge. The beat, multiversal pulse, shaking and stirred. I listen her words, trapped everywhere that I heard. Lying there above the dirt, still in concrete slab. Her guards walk past, her hands took mine, we laugh.
Water in the desert.
Yeah.
Her voice was sweetly calling in the desert. She healed my soul when she spoke. She said, even in the hole you're not alone. I heard mommy water calling me. The sound of glaciers melting through the sea. She showed me when. She showed me well. She said, you can always call me when you're scared. The waves are growing stronger, still I'm there.
We tell y'all, don't promise
more than you do. All you gotta bring is you. Ease your back into it. Ease your back into it.
Well, what can we do?
Don't promise more than you do. All you gotta bring is you. Ease your back into it.
Ease your back into it. Now we gonna let's start something. Let's loosen y'all up because you got workshops to do, right? You're gonna learn some stuff. Let's make sure you're awake. We gonna say something. You gonna say it back. Matter of fact, I'm gonna join you. So we gonna say, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Here's a don't promise more than you do. Don't promise more than you do.
All you gotta bring is you.
All you gotta bring is you.
Ease your back into it.
Ease your back into it. Yeah.
Ease your back into it.
Yeah. Ease your one more time. What can you do?
Don't promise more than you do.
Don't promise more than you do.
All you gotta bring is you.
All you gotta bring is you. Focus on the music. Focus on the music. Don't you rush into it. Don't you rush into it. Don't promise more than you do. All you gotta bring is you. Ease your back into it. Ease your back into it.
Don't promise more than you do.
Don't promise more than you do.
All you gotta bring is you.
All you gotta bring is you.
Ease your back into it.
Ease my back into it. Okay.
Ease your back
back.
Easier,
Easier.
ease,
Ease.
ease,
Ease.
ease.
Belize City, G's Bend, Crown Heights, Brixton, South Durban, Elmina, Old Harbor, Old Lincoln. All right, she's gonna share one other poem that will tie this all together, and really will come back. Thank you again, Amanda.
Thank you.
I keep thinking I'm gonna mess up your first name, but I'm not gonna forget Meinburg. Meinburg, all right.
Okay, we have another poem. This is written by Mariama Hiobe. She's a Swedish author, poet. And I found this poem in a collection of European Black poets. It's called Kontinentaldrift. It's a very good book. This is a very, very, very feminist poem, you'll hear. It's very hopeful, and it's it's about a place where things are good. Split the ocean in two and deliver me. For Black women. And we laugh, we cry, only tears of joy. There we braid each other's hair. No one steals our grace, our lips, our skin. Their blackness belongs to us, and not the ones who appropriate it. There we dance, we pray. Some will 5 times a day. Because we got time in this land. There is no hurry, no running shoes, and we walk
4 for